First of all, great job, New York City. You know, they call Madison Square Garden the Mecca, and now I guess it really is. There's a lot of people who say New York is an absolute cesspool, totally hit rock bottom. The New York City voter response? Hold my Das Kapital. New York City is really big fans of Planet of the Apes.
You finally really did it. You maniac! You blew it up! God damn you all to hell!
The signs were there. Don't forget, when you visit New York City, stop by and visit the Statue of Equity. Although you might have trouble getting past the traffic blockers.
There's nothing about stopping a black woman from going to work.
Oh no, not work. I care so much.
Last night, this guy was celebrating, I guarantee it.
Money for a war, but can't feed the poor. Money for a war, but can't feed the poor. Fired up, can't take it no more.
We're fired up, can't take it no more.
Money for a war, but can't feed the poor. We're fired up, won't take it no more.
I don't think I can take it no more.
Hey, drop. Where you going with that gun in your hand?
Listening to this, it's a good thing I don't have a gun in my hand. You see, Democrats don't really have any ideas, so they express themselves musically with bad parody songs or brain-dead chanting.
Stop it. Get some help.
If you happen to be a person who's been turned away from American Idol, America's Got Talent, The Voice, if you're kind of unbearable to listen to at open mics or a karaoke bar, good news. There's always a place for you in a leftist protest.
For all the good people, we're joined together by this noble dream.
Stop it.
Of course, when it comes to music, the left would rather sing cringe carols instead of, say, timeless, way more popular tunes. I really don't like to wish ill on anybody, but let's just say I hope she moves to New York City real soon. She'd fit right in. Quick word, everyone. If you like my content, please go ahead and subscribe and like and comment and share. I need everyone.
Everyone!
Subscribing and hitting the bell is good, but if you want to be a super special deluxe human being, you can go to patreon.com/jokesandApoint, and you can support my effort there. For those who do, I am eternally grateful. Thank you. Did you know that fish can feel pain? Honestly, if that's the case, it's quite disturbing. 22 minutes of fishes out of water is feeling pain. But the most excruciating torture for a fish is being pulled out of water, being thrown into a bucket next to a TV where the View is on. Imagine coupling your last gasp on Earth with a thought from Whoopi Goldberg. That's absolutely agonizing and inhumane.
But let's just remember, too, the Iranians literally throw gay people off of buildings. They don't adhere to basic human rights.
Listen, here's the thing. Let's not do that, because if we start with that, we have been known in this country to tie gay folks to the car.
Let's not do that. What the hell is she talking about? Gays on cars? No, there was a hate crime in 1998 involving a homosexual student tragically beaten to death, and both perpetrators were caught and locked up for life, because here it's a crime to do that, as it should be. But in Iran, it's illegal to be homosexual. You know, like the death penalty. I know, View audience, can you believe it? No drag queen story hour? No parades? Nothing? If anything is true, the pendulum has swung way to the other direction. Almost to the point of worship.
Yeah,
I think it's very different to live in the United States in 2025 than it is to live in Iran.
Not if you're black.
Not for everybody.
Not if you're black.
Should we or should we not follow the advice of the galactically stupid?
She then pivots to, not if you're black. She makes $8 million a year.
That's why I am saying that it is the same. Murdering someone for their difference is not good, whoever does it. It's not good.
You see, in this country, you can be talentless, pretty ugly, not funny, not particularly bright or knowledgeable, and still be paid like a lotto winner for every year for bashing the country as our own citizens sit in the audience clapping their praise at you. So Whoopi is wrong, dumb, and an egomaniac because she can't sit to listen for 1 second. She's dismissing Iran's atrocious tyranny with a one-off hate crime from 3 decades ago, and getting applause as she does it, showing that our audience is wrong, dumb, and egotistical too.
Galactically stupid!
What is going on with Democrats? Unknown California politician rushes Kristi Noem and gets arrested.
For the secretary, because the fact of the matter is a half a dozen violent criminals.
Hands behind your back.
If you don't have my hands, go ahead, put them behind my back.
You've seen the video.
I was pushed and pulled, struggled to maintain my balance. I was forced to the ground. First on my knees, and then flat on my chest.
What, are you gonna cry now? Come on, cry, baby, cry for me. Come on, cry.
Don't cry.
Newsom, Padilla, Booker. It's theater kid masculinity. All they do is cry. And then they wonder why they're losing the male vote.
We could hear him crying. I said, Abu, don't cry. Let me tell you something. Abu cried. He cried quite a bit. I wouldn't have cried.
By the way, to tangent off a little, this is an hilarious bit from Shane Gillis. And it's actually timely that I remembered it, since it's about Trump, what Trump did in his first term with the Middle East, and why. Of course, Gillis is joking that Trump was talking shit, but this was about the leader of ISIS being killed. And if you remember what ISIS did, that they publicly beheaded 4 Americans, torturing, humiliating, and tormenting them first, brutal executions meant to psychologically damage America. And Obama decisively responded by renaming ISIS ISIL.
Is appalled by the brutal murder of Jim Foley by the terrorist group ISIL.
Remember that bullshit? So yeah, Trump was clearly upset by that and was going to return the favor.
And that's why he died like a dog. He died like a coward, whimpering, screaming, and crying. And frankly, I think it's something that should be brought out so that his followers and all of these young kids that want to leave various countries, including the United States, they should see how he died.
Back then, Trump was proving that he would do what he said he was going to do, which is to end ISIS, which serves as a deterrent, a warning to anyone who would do the same. Or at least it could have until it got interrupted, unfortunately, by, well, you know. But the theme of deterrence and a warning is echoing now. Trump is demonstrating that there will be consequences for messing with us. But as demonstrated in that first term, the idea was to eradicate the threat and leave. It wasn't to stick around and reform people. When Gillis was saying this,
I wouldn't have cried.
It's funny as hell, but Trump didn't actually say that at the press conference, although it sounds like something he would say. And a year after Gillis' special, when facing death, we learned what Trump would actually do.
He wouldn't have cried.
So Trump bombed Iran, but Iran's an ally of Russia. And as the media taught me so well, Trump is a puppet of Russia. So why would Trump bomb an ally of Russia? That makes no sense. I think I prefer this Iranian nuclear deal to the old one. If you follow me on Twitter or X, you'll see that I had a basic belief that Trump was not plunging us into WW3. That belief was not grounded in some cult-like bootlicking. It was based on track record. If Trump was all regime changey, he could have and would have easily have demonstrated that in his first term. Trump seems to be about short, effective intervention when necessary. That's it. Win and go home. So there was no reason not to give Trump the benefit of the doubt. It seems a lot of big conservative influencers had trouble doing just that. But one thing is certain, just as Trump has a track record, so do his critics.
Cheat an election.
Panicking basically every week. Panic over the economy, over tariffs. Panic that he's Hitler. No, wait, a king. No, Hitler again. No, a dictator. King. They can't make up their mind. Let's face it, Trump's critics has a long history of losing their shit. I have to admit, I find it enjoyable watching Margaret Brennan, the leftist hack that she is, getting turned into Marco Rubio's piñata.
Are you saying there that the United States did not see intelligence that the Supreme Leader had ordered weaponization?
That's irrelevant. I think that question being asked in the media, that's an irrelevant question.
No,
they have
that is
everything
the
they need
key
to build a
point
weapon.
in U.S. intelligence assessments. You know that.
No, it's not.
You know that. She loves saying that. It's a dishonest debate tactic, and I love how he turns it around on her. How would you know, media stooge?
Yes, it was.
No, it's
that
not.
the political decision had not
I know
been
that better
made.
than you know that, and I know that that's not the case.
But
You don't
I'm
know-
asking
you
you
don't
whether
know
the
what you're
order
talking
was
about.
given.
And the people who say that, it doesn't matter if the order was given. They have everything they need to build nuclear weapons. Why would you bury things in a mountain, 300 feet under the ground?
Right.
Why would you bury why do they have 60% enriched uranium? You don't need 60% enriched uranium. The only countries in the world that have uranium at 60% are countries that have nuclear weapons. They're trying to build an ICBM.
No, but
so
that's
they
a
can one day
question.
put a
That's a
warhead on
question.
it.
That's a question of intent, and you know, in the intelligence assessment, that it was that Iran wanted to be a threshold
How do
state
you know
and
what the
use this
intelligence
leverage.
assessment says?
I'm
How do
talking
you know
about
what
the
the
public
intelligence assessment
March
says?
assessment, and that's why I was asking you if you know something more from
but
March.
that's also
if
an
an order
inaccurate
was
representation of it. That's an accurate representation of it. That's not how intelligence is read. That's not how intelligence is used. Here's what the whole world knows. Forget about intelligence. What the IAEA knows. They are enriching uranium well beyond anything you need
Yes.
for a civil nuclear program. They have
Understood.
everything they need for a nuclear weapon. They have the delivery mechanisms, they have the enrichment capability, they have the highly enriched uranium that is stored.
Yes.
That's all we need to see.
And they were censured at the IAEA for that enrichment and for violating their non-proliferation agreements.
Oh, the IAEA censured Iran for that?
Oh, my God.
Ooh, that'll learn them. There's moments in history where a leader can take decisive action to make the world a better place for Americans. For example, the media let Biden completely backtrack about this, but Biden once said that when they had the chance, he was against killing Osama bin Laden.
Mr. President, my suggestion is don't go. We have to do 2 more things to see if he's there.
Even Obama bragged that Biden said that.
You said we shouldn't move heaven and earth to get one man, and even some in my own party, including my current vice president, had the same critique as you did.
This isn't exactly the same thing, but it's in the ballpark. If you have a chance to take out Iran's nuclear capability, you do it. There may be a price for that, but there's also a price for inaction. Trump's philosophy is peace through strength, and the Democrat philosophy is peace through pallets. Democrats like John Kerry uplifted the Iranians, so of course CNN had to talk to him. I guess CNN was having an old-timers day for horrible negotiators.
One of the things I learned in my negotiation.
Trump has diminished Iran, but hasn't eliminated them. If they are cowed enough to come to the peace table, then Trump will have stabilized the Middle East. He will have solved the unsolvable, and then the Democrats will really have something to cry about.
And then flat on my chest.
Stop it. Get some help.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe. Be sure to pass around to anybody who might like my content, and I'll see you the next time.